Now it is clear that we are all souls. Each answer opens up new questions. We know that we are pure, peaceful, eternal souls, but where do we come from? And where do we go when our time here on earth is completed? How can we think about our continuity?
It is important to know our own selves truly. And it is also very important to know what lies beyond our familiar universe and reach the world of our origins. Science has told us about our galaxy and the stars. But beyond this is another region, outside the range of science. We can go there with our understanding and experience it through our minds. Our human mind is such a power that it can reach anywhere within a second. The incorporeal world is the ancient home of souls, where we all dwell in eternity. It is a golden, red, self-luminous space, unreachable in our material bodies. All of us can recognize our worldly homes. But in this world, there are very few who know their spiritual home, or have even thought about it. Once we have understood it and experienced it in our minds, it becomes easy. The world of souls is a realm of deepest peace and silence. Whenever we wish, we can go there in meditation. Rajayoga is not a hard discipline, but a very simple practice. It is just a matter of awareness and recalling an ancient memory, returning to the time when we were there, shining in perfect peace. This remembrance is yoga. We souls used to float in luminous space like stars, silently and peacefully. All we have to do is think about this state of being. Even though we are here in our bodies, we can feel that ancient and profound silence. Astronauts have wondered at the vastness and the silence of deep space. But the peace and stillness of the world of souls is far deeper and filled with the feeling of bliss. Whenever we wish, we can make the mental journey to that silent world and fill ourselves with quiet. This is our home of peace, where we can fill ourselves with as much serenity and tranquility as we want. Out there is only peace upon peace, filling our hearts.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of our Rajayoga meditation course. This webinar has been organized by Brahma Kumari's Villeparle subzone. So thank you for joining us for all these 5 days. Today we will be delving a little deeper into understanding how this whole world drama works, what is the cycle of time, why are we here, how are we here, everything. So stay tuned for that. Please keep your videos and mics on mute so that we don't have any disturbances in between. And any of your questions, you can write them down on the chat and we'll answer them in the Q&A round at the end of the webinar. Yesterday, because of some technical issues, the webinar was cut short, but I have noted down all the questions from yesterday and we will be answering them at the end of today's session. We'll also do a tiny recap of yesterday so that those of you who could not hear the last bits, you will be filled in today. Also, all the sessions are streamed live on Facebook, so you can head on to our Facebook page and find the recordings of previous sessions there as well. So thank you so much. As always, we will be starting with a short meditation and then we'll head on to today's session. So I request you all to please sit comfortably. You can plug in your earphones for better sound experience. Sitting comfortably, I begin to withdraw my attention from the outer world, the world of my senses, and gently focus my attention within. I can create thoughts of peace. I am a peaceful being, and peaceful feelings follow. I become immersed in a feeling of peace, and my thoughts gradually slow down. My mind begins to become quiet. The quiet feeling in my mind grows. I become more aware of the silence that lies behind all the usual chatter of my thoughts. In this silence, I begin to experience a deep sense of peace. Peaceful thoughts. As I focus on my inner self, I begin to feel very relaxed and light. I'm just flowing peaceful energy. I am very still, floating away like a tiny star in a sea of peace. Waves of peace wash over me and through me. This feeling leads me to a very peaceful place. This place is like a beautiful silent room where I can just slow down, be myself, and be free. This is a very special room because it has no walls, ceilings, or floor. It is just light and peace. This is my home where there is no fear, just peace. My inner sanctuary. As I become comfortable reaching here with my thoughts, I may become aware of a tranquil presence, a benevolent presence that is filling me with beautiful feelings and refreshing my tired thoughts. I come to know this supreme energy as my friend, a constant source of comfort and strength in an ever changing world. This being emanates peace, love, and bliss. I enjoy basking in these qualities. Slowly, I return, just like a feather floating gently to the ground. I slowly open my eyes, become aware of my surroundings. For my mind is peaceful and refreshed, ready to take in what the Supreme wants us to know today. Om Shanti. With this, I welcome Sister Harsha to take today's lesson, The Cycle of Time. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti simply means that I am a peaceful soul. It's a reminder that this is me. The more often I remember this, then I will be constantly an embodiment of peace. Thus, in Brahma Kumaris, whenever we meet each other, we greet others by saying Om Shanti. Today is day 5, and we'll be learning a very important chapter today, which is the cycle of time. But before this, a quick recap of what we learned yesterday. Yesterday, we explored that through Rajayoga meditation, we imbibe virtues and spiritual powers. These are the attainments, these are the benefits. And once I know the benefits, then putting in efforts seems very tempting and easy. What powers? In depth, yesterday we tried to understand that these powers, which are required in our day-to-day life, are very practical. One second. These powers which will help me in my day-to-day life, these powers will help me win over my own weaknesses. These are instruments, my inner weapons, which will help me become victorious in every battle of my life. The important 8 powers, one very important power to tolerate. This is a power and not a weakness. I need to tolerate people at times, situations at times. I need to tolerate if there is heat, if there is cold, if someone criticizes me, if someone appreciates me. If I can tolerate every situation, I'll be very strong and much at peace. Then I have power to accommodate. These 2 powers will help me a great deal in my relationships. What I have tolerated, I will have to accommodate that, which is take the good things with me and leave the bad things. This is like closing a file, closing a chapter, take what is needed and move ahead. Then we have power to discriminate, which is power to understand, power to analyze a situation and come up, see the larger picture, see variety of options available. And then we have power to judge. Once I know the options available, from the available options, then I choose the best option, which is my decision. That is power to judge. Then comes power to face, a very important power in these challenging situations. I face people, I face crisis, I face situations which my inner strength. Then comes power to cooperate, a very, very, very important power, which is so much required today. Everybody, be it people, be it nature, be it government, anybody, everybody requires cooperation. And if we cooperate with each other, then the world will be such a happy place. Then we have power to withdraw. This power is basically related to our mind, wherein I withdraw my mind from unnecessary thoughts, from unnecessary thinking. I withdraw my thoughts from outside, the world outside, and I connect with myself. I come to that center point where I can recharge, where I can be at peace. And the last power, which is power to pack up. Pack up in terms of roles that I play. I pack up. Before that, I need to accumulate so much because soon there will be a return journey of this drama. If I can accumulate good wishes, if I can accumulate bank balance of good karma, if I have so many things at store, it's only then that I can pack up a lot and live happily, live full. These are some powers which can be used at every step, which will be very helpful. And now, today, in case possible, think about these powers. And Baba is always there to fill me with these powers. In this world today, there's only one source of goodness and powers, which is our Father. Now we begin with today's chapter, which is the cycle of time. In this world, there are so many cycles. If we see, if today we sit back and reflect, there is cycle of day and night. After day, there's night. And after night, there's day. If we see at a more deeper level, then every day is bifurcated in 4 portions. And that is morning, afternoon, evening, and night. It's a cycle. Cycle simply means there's no beginning, there's no end. It's continuous. It repeats itself. Then we have another very, very important cycle, which is the cycle of birth and death. After birth, there is death. And after death, there is again birth. If we see birth, lifetime, again, it has got 4 important portions. One is the childhood. Then we have the youth. Then grahastha, which means family life. And then we have old age. Again, a very important cycle, which is the cycle of nature, the cycle of seasons. We see 4 important seasons. and they repeat themselves. Similarly, beyond these smaller cycles, there's a much bigger cycle, which is called the cycle of time, Samayika Chakra. Those who remember, earlier there was the serial which was played, Mahabharat. In the beginning of the serial, there would be a portion where we could see a cycle rotating, and it would always say, Main Samay Ho, which means the cycle of time. And today we'll be understanding this very important cycle, which is the biggest one and the most important one. Now, this cycle also is divided in 4 equal portions. In this picture, we can see we begin with Satyug, which is the golden age. We see Treta Yug, which is the silver age. And then to the left, we see Dwapar Yug, which is the copper age. And then comes Kal Yug, the iron age. This bigger cycle also is divided in these 4 portions. The whole drama is of 5,000 years, which means every yug, every age is of 1,250 years. Very important chapters. First day we learned A for Atma. Then we learned B for Baba. Then we had C for connection. And today we have D, which is D for drama. We all are souls. We all are actors. Wearing this costume, we play so many roles on the stage. If this is a drama, this also should have a script. This should have a story, a beautiful story. And today we'll be understanding, listening to this story, which our father Shiv Baba comes on this earth and he shares this story. Let's today listen to this story from Shiv Baba's perspective. The story is new. The story is different. Right now, just listen to this one. See the story. Feel this story. And any questions, then we'll surely discuss. With an open mind today, let's only listen right now. The story begins with, like every story, today if we see the larger picture, once upon a time, long, long ago, from soul world, we souls, points of light, we came on this earth. From a home sweet home, we actors coming down on the stage. This is how it happens with every drama, right? Actors coming on stage from their home. So here, on this thought, looking at this picture, let's meditate on this for a few seconds. Sitting quietly, as an audience today, understanding that there is a much bigger drama. I take a back seat and go behind to the beginning of this drama, from the soul world, our home sweet home, which is red and golden in light, the world of silence, the world of tiny living stars. And from this home, we come, crossing several planets, sun, moon, and stars, on this huge stage. This stage has got such big lights. Om Shanti. And now, once on the stage, the first thing that we do after coming here is that we take a body, which is we wear the costume. That initial phase, that initial era was called the Golden Age. It was the beginning of this drama, the beginning of everything, where everything was new. That was heaven. That was Swarg, the Golden Age. In this picture, we see a perfect world. Souls coming down, and very limited souls, as if the whole world is like a small village. Souls taking bodies and becoming humans. It was a world since it's the beginning, and souls just arrived wearing their first costume. They were completely full. The battery was 100%, 100% in peace, 100% in love, in purity, in powers. When internally they were full, they were also externally full. When they were limited souls, the world had so much. Even if they wore this costume, but still there everybody was soul conscious, which means they were constantly aware that I'm a soul and I'm wearing this dress. It's like during our birthdays, especially in childhood, when we used to wear a new dress, whole day we would be so conscious, oh, my birthday dress, because that's the first day I'm wearing that dress. Similarly, these souls also had this awareness that my first dress my body. The bodies over there were completely perfect because the nature, five elements, because it's the beginning, nature was perfect. It was completely pure. It was abundant. Nature, which would give constantly, which was so beautiful. There were no tsunamis, no earthquakes, nothing, because there was perfect ecological balance over there. And thus, when the five elements were pure, bodies made out of these five elements were so perfectly divine. There were no diseases, there were no untimely deaths, where there was complete peace, happiness, and prosperity. That was heaven on this earth. These humans who were complete, like a full moon, complete in every virtue, complete in every art, like a moon has got 16 degrees. The souls also were sola kala sampurna, which means they were perfect in every art also, be it art of administration, be it art of thinking, be it art of writing, any art, they were so good in everything. They were Maryada Purushottam, which means they led a life of principles. They never crossed that boundary, and thus they were always safe and they were always happy. They were Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, completely non-violent. In scriptures, in stories, we always saw deities also fighting. But Shiv Baba says deities which were actually there in Satyug, they would never fight. They were soul conscious, and everybody knew only to give. And thus we always see deities' hands this way, which means they would only give. Devta, which means dene wale. After taking one costume, we took another, and this is how we keep on changing costumes, like in any drama. So in Satyug, there were 8 births, heaven, which everybody remembers, which every religion, somebody calls it Jannat, Bahisht, Garden of Allah, Paradise, Heaven, where everybody one day wants to go. We have been taught, do good karma, you'll go to heaven. Deep within, somewhere we know in our subconscious that heaven is that place which is the best one, and we want to go there. Here we can see, since there were no offices, hospitals, courts, police over there, people used to learn art. Their majority, a right brain would work, which is our emotions. We work through our heart, where people did administration using soft powers, powers of love, power of peace. Where there was art, we used to learn singing, we used to learn drawing, there was music, there were art forms where our emotions were so healthy. We used our heart. That is heaven. Now, for a few seconds, let's go to this beautiful world. Let's do a small meditation exercise. Om Shanti. I see myself traveling to a different age today. That initial era, through the camera of my mind inside, I see a beautiful picture today. Sitting on a hilltop, below I see heaven on this earth. I see souls coming down, taking bodies, becoming humans. I see the nature, which is so perfect. I see rivers flowing. I see trees with abundant fruits and flowers. I feel the weather over there. Such a soothing, refreshing weather. I can hear birds chirping. Nature in its perfect form. I see deities living with each other, interacting with each other with so much love. Where there was no sorrow, no problems, the perfect world which God created, heaven, the world of happiness, where everything was new. It belonged to us, where we resided. And now from there, I bring my consciousness again towards the session. Now we move further. We come to the Silver Age, Treta Yuga. Treta in Hindi simply means some shortcoming. Thus, from golden, it changed to silver. Treta Yuga, where the degrees of the soul from 16% dropped to 14%. It's not that these deities did anything wrong. It's just that Here in this world, we have this law of depreciation, which means here everything loses value with time. Here we have time, and thus things change. Change is only constant here. In Treta Yuga, we take 12 births. By now, the population of this world is 33 crore. Thus, in mythology, in scriptures, we have always heard that 33 crore Devi Devtaएं, there everybody, be it the king and queen, or be it the subjects, or be it the Das Dasiya, those who would serve us, every human over there will be called a deity, which simply means humans with divine qualities. They were nice. That's Silver Age. Here also, there was a lot of happiness. It was good. We cannot call this heaven, but yes, still we can call this semi heaven, because here also there was so much of happiness. Here everybody still was soul conscious. Now, for a few seconds again, let's travel to the Silver Age. I again wind up my mind and transport myself to Silver Age. Again, sitting on the top of a mountain, I see below, in front of me, Silver Age. Souls changing costumes, taking birth from Golden Age, coming to Silver Age. They are still soul conscious. The degrees have dropped, but still, the nature is so beautiful there. Deities have so much of love and respect for each other. There's no consciousness of rich and poor, of male and female, of educated, uneducated, all similar, innocent, and pure. Now again, from the Silver Age, I come back to this present moment. Now, changing costumes, the drama moves forward, and from Silver Age, we come to Copper Age. 2,500 years have passed. Almost half the drama. And now we come to the Third Age. After the interval, we have the Copper Age. After changing costumes, so many, and being on this earth for such a long, long time, now here there's a big change which happens. In this copper age, the souls, these deities who were 100% soul conscious, slowly and gradually, unknowingly, very, very gradually, they start turning body conscious, which means they start thinking that I am this body. Satyug, the world of truth, has passed. Now Dwapar Yug, the age of falsehood, begins. When we become body conscious, when we think we are this body and we see others as bodies, this is when the seed of body consciousness leads to so many vices. Very slowly, very gradually, because of this wrong consciousness, we experience these vices: anger, greed, attachment, jealousy. Maybe initially they were very negligible. We were still happy. We were still at peace. But gradually, these virtues and powers started diminishing. And these vices, they started increasing. That was Dwapar Yug. Dwapar, which means the age of duality, which means here deities, which were perfect, which were good. Now in them, these vices started entering. Now because of these vices, though negligible, though maybe 0.001% only in the beginning, now they could not call themselves Devi Devtai, which means humans with divine qualities. Thus, instead of deities, they became humans, which means a mixturity of good and bad both. Thus, Dwapar Yug, which means the age of duality. From one, we become two, and then so many. These vices start increasing every day, in every birth, changing costumes. And the more we started experiencing sorrow, whom do we remember in sorrow? Answer is very simple. We remember God. And thus, in this age, bhakti begins, devotion begins. When the soul experiences sorrow, which is inner emptiness, to fill self again with this peace and happiness, love, which I was losing, I started searching for means. And one mean which I thought of was devotion. In my subconscious, deep within somewhere, I remembered that, oh, God is ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of happiness. If I go to Him, He will refill me. He will give peace to me. And that is how bhakti begins. First, bhakti began of Shiv Baba. That's why we have the first temple of this world, which is Somnath. We started worshipping, thinking, you take flowers, you take fruits, we do this, we do that, and in return, please give us happiness, please give us peace, love. So it was a good bargain, which we thought of. We created a physical shivling, maybe of mud, and we started worshipping every day with so much of faith, with so much of belief that God will help me. But gradually it so happened, in spite of doing so much of bhakti, we were not getting what we wanted because we were worshipping that physical object. That physical object only has got atom into it. There is no Atma in it. No matter how much ever I ask for, I'll not get it because that physical thing was non-living. Since I was not getting what I wanted, I gradually lost faith in that. And then I started searching for other means. If not Shiv Baba, let me find somebody else who can help me. And thus, from one, we started devotion of so many. Then there's Krishna, Lakshmi, Narayan, Ram, Sita, Hanumanji. Those who were there in Satyug and Treta, 33 crore deities who lived in these two ages, we started worshipping everybody that if not this one will help me. If not this one, then the third one will help me. This is how bhakti expanded. And then when bhakti was expanding, when Hinduism started, which means Hindus are those who do idol worshipping, when Hinduism expanded, after Hinduism, through so many divine other fathers, other religions got established. Through Ibrahim, Islam, through Gautam Buddha, Buddhism, and through Christ, Christianity. So many religions got established because anyhow, through bhakti, through devotion, by connecting to God, we wanted to fill that inner vacuum in a world. Here in Dwapar Yuga, from Satyug 16 degrees, Treta Yuga 14 degrees, we shifted to 8 degrees. Our battery was going down. Then comes Iron Age, Kal Yuga. If today we ask anybody, even a child, which yuga is going on, I guess they also will be knowing that we are living in Kal Yuga, the age of darkness. This inner vacuum, which was inversely proportional, the more I lost peace, the more I lost love. There was so much of hatred in me. My battery was going down, and these vices, they were increasing in me. Internally, I was becoming empty, filled with emptiness of these vices. Changing so many costumes. From deities, we became humans. From first class to second class. And then in the end, to third class. Today they say, even worse than animals. Extremely empty. Negligible peace. Conditional love. Limited dependent happiness. Empty inside. And thus empty outside also. Nature, which was so perfect in the beginning, coming into this cycle of good, better, bad, ugly, at its ugliest stage, in its last stage, nature, which was so giving happiness, today the same nature gives us sorrow. Bhakti, which when started in Dwapar Yuga, was so beautiful, was so divine. Even that bhakti, crossing so many stages, is today also empty for namesake. Today, so many people do devotion, bhakti, out of fear, not out of love, thinking if we do not do this, God will curse us, something bad will happen, and thus we do this. In Kal Yuga, no kala, almost negligible goodness. Here we take 42 births, which simply means the whole cycle is maximum only of 84 births. In 5,000 years, maximum are 84 births, and minimum, those souls who come on this earth in the end of Kali Yuga, they take only one birth. There are some who have only guest appearance in this drama of life. Old world, we also call it Nark, Tamu Pradhan Dunya. If we open news channels today, if we see television news, we see so many cases of murder, torture, and whatnot. Looking at this, can't we guess that Nark is going on live? People are paying for their karma here only. There's no need to go anywhere else. This same earth, this was heaven, which was new. With time, the same earth, which has become old now, has become hell, empty. Kal Yuga, through Baba, it's not just past that we come to know about. We also know the present scenario. And through Baba, we can also know the future. Thus we call him Trikaldarshi, which means he knows the beginning, the interval, and the climax. He knows the whole script. And this is the script that he shares with us. In the end of this cycle, when everybody is empty, when everybody is patit, it's then that the Patit Pavan comes on the stage. It's then the Sukhakarta, Dukhaharta, our liberator, our guide, our father, the principal actor, the hero of this drama, he takes an entry. That age, when he comes, that age is called the Diamond Age. It's like empty river, again meeting the ocean, the confluence point where they both meet. So this age is called the confluence age, Sangam Yuga, with souls long lost. And now again, we found our Father. Especially for us, we children, he descends on this earth. As we said, this is a cycle. And cycle has got no beginning, no end. It's continuous. Which simply means after this Kal Yuga, what will happen? Any guesses? The peculiarity of a cycle is it repeats itself. Thus the saying, history repeats itself. After every night, there's a day. After Kal Yuga, soon there will be Satyug. From night to day doesn't happen automatically. To make night day, sun has to come. Similarly, to make this Kal Yuga Satyug, the sun of knowledge, the sun of power, descends on this earth. Those souls who recognize him, for them it is Sangam Yuga. And those souls, in spite of getting his message, his introduction that God has arrived, Brahma Kumari's 84 years, all services provided are free of cost. What's the intention behind doing all these services? Brahma Kumaris in 140 countries for years doing so much. The only intention behind doing all these services is to let the whole world know that God has arrived. Come. We were waiting for him. We did so much of bhakti for him. We searched for him everywhere. We have waited long. Come. He has come. Meet him. He's come to give you so much. The ocean is here to give you everything that you ever wanted. Come and take your inheritance. Come and take your property. That is Sangam Yuga. Those who recognize him, only they are in Sangam Yuga. And those, in spite of getting his message, choose not to study, not to put in efforts, because some do not believe in God, some hate God, some are very busy, some have got a lot of money, so they are not interested. So there are a variety of souls which do not recognize him. They are in Kali Yuga. So both the yugs going on simultaneously, Sangam Yuga and Kali Yuga both. The Sangam Yuga is like dawn, which is that in-between point, that night is about to go and morning is about to come. Dawn is for a very short period. The Sangam Yuga is only of 100 years. God has arrived. Now, when I connect to him, the purifier has come to purify me. And that can only happen when I connect. I, the empty battery, when I connect to him on the basis of knowledge and yoga, meditation, through dharana, which means imbibing this knowledge in my life practically, becoming embodiment of this, not just in theory, but in reality, I inculcate, I sink all of this within. And through seva, I do it not just for myself, but I help others also. I take them along. I do seva to bring peace and happiness in their life. These are the 4 important subjects in Brahma Kumaris, which our teacher has taught us always. After Sangam Yuga, since the drama is finishing, God has played his role, then obviously it's about time. There will be destruction, and we can see the signs and symptoms at a much, much bigger level. The world is not coming to an end because the cycle is continuous. But this simply means there will be a very, very, very big transformation ahead. Destruction will happen in 3 ways. 1, through natural calamities, all the 5 elements together will play an important role. Through civil war, today people have so many reasons to fight on the name of religion, on the name of community, on the name of language. We have so many reasons to fight. There will be extreme bloodshed. And the 3rd way, through atomic bombs, which will do wholesale destruction. And in this destruction, we all souls leave our bodies. And with Shiv Baba, we exit this drama together. In Bhakti, Shiv Baba is called Kalon Ka Kal Mahakal, which simply means when the Mahakal comes, we all will be having this return journey. We all exit this drama together. We go back home. Baba is here to take us back. Let's go home. We come from home. Let's go home. Our home sweet home. Now for a few seconds again, I see the future. Let's meditate on this thought. Let me see what will be happening soon. I am the soul changing costumes, crossing so many stages. And then Iron Age, the age of extreme unrighteousness. All the souls empty, unhappy. In this darkest cloud, then there comes a silver lining. Especially for us children, I see Shiv Baba coming down. I see souls who recognize him sitting down, understanding this knowledge, connecting to him, and filling their batteries through their own sincere efforts. I see destruction ahead through natural calamities, through atomic bombs. Every soul leaving their bodies, and with Shiv Baba ahead. We all taking this return journey back to our home sweet home. I see myself in that world of silence, being myself, just a point of light. Om Shanti. It's a cycle. As we said, it repeats itself. We go home, and then again, we come down on the stage. The cycle repeats itself exactly the same. This is drama. Today we heard a different story, a beautiful story. They always say every story should have a happy ending. If it is not happy, it's not the end. This bigger story also, which Shiv Baba has shared, it began with a happy beginning, and in between there was sorrow. And in the end, it's again a a happy ending for a happy beginning. Think about the story, revise the story, analyze the story. Any questions? We'll discuss them. Thank you so much. Om Shanti. If anybody has got any question, they can ask the questions.
Om Shanti, Sister Harsha. Thank you so much for that beautiful explanation on how the cycle of time works. So I think we'll start with yesterday's questions first. So there were about 4 of them, and we couldn't take them because of some technical issues. So the first question we got yesterday was, since it was on the 8 powers, how does tolerance and laws can be accepted by society and judiciary?
Right now, more important is that I see this at a micro level, how tolerance can work for me at my level. If we all are tolerant without getting affected with a lot of peace and grace, then I guess the judiciary and the laws in the world will have less work to do because we all are sorted out, or maybe no work to do. In Satyug, there will be no judiciary because it's now that we imbibe these powers. If we all take care of ourselves, there's no need for anybody else to take care of us.
Then the next question is, can we invite Baba down as well, or should we only visualize our soul to go to Shantidham to meet Baba?
That's your choice. Meditation is variety. Like every day we like variety food to eat, breakfast, lunch, dinner, we have variety. Similarly, in meditation, whatever you like, whatever you feel like doing, sometimes you can go with Baba to Shanti Dham, you can call him down, you can go with Baba to beach, to garden, anywhere that you want. That is your choice. Your love story with Baba.
That's so lovely. And the next question is, can we also call Shiv Baba by another name?
Yeah. What's in a name? Whatever you like, you can call him by that name. You call him father, you call him daddy, anything that you want. He's your friend, your choice, your life.
And the last question from yesterday was, I was handedly raised by my mother, and so I have issues with relations where father word comes. So when this word is used, I somehow get disconnected, which hinders my meditation. What do I do?
So maybe in meditation, I will have to sort this up. It's a pending issue, unresolved issue. Somewhere down the line, I'll have to make peace with it by talking to myself, by empowering my mind, by convincing my mind and replacing that bad memory that I lost my father. I didn't had my father with a new memory that Shiv Baba now is my father. We can replace. So it's high time, very important that you do that replacement. Otherwise, I cannot be happy. Please do that. Make Shiv Baba your father. Create new pleasant memories.
And so today's questions, how many births have we taken in the golden age?
8.
Then in the golden yug, also we had deities, or it's only in silver yug? Or do you mean 33 crores including both souls in golden and silver yug?
In the beginning of this drama, population was approx 9 lakh. End of Satyug population, because souls keep on coming from the soul world. Entry is always there. There's no exit. We exit only in the end. Like in a theater also, we take entries whenever we want, whenever we can, but we all exit together. Similarly, we all keep on coming down. So in the beginning, it's 9 lakhs. End of Satyug, it's 2 crore. 2 crore transported to Treta Yuga plus new entries coming down. So end of Treta Yuga, then we have 33 crore. So both together.
Okay. So both golden and silver yug, at the end of it, we have 33 crores.
33
What
crores.
what do you mean by degrees and births in each yug? So people want clarifications in what degrees means.
Degrees basically mean abilities. As I said, Sola Kala Sampurna, which means like a full moon, they had all abilities to do administration, because there is where the deities in the form of Maharaja and Maharani, they would rule the world. There was no democracy, but there was monarchy, and they ruled. These deities, some of them ruled everybody with so much of love, so much of care, like mother and father. So maybe this art of administration, this art of writing, this art of vyavhar, which is interacting with people, this art, any art, they were good in everything, any skills, everything. They were complete.
I just have a small announcement. Those who are raising their hands, can you please type your questions? We will not be able to do a video asking question thing today because we'll be short on time because there are many questions. Okay, the next question is, how has God given all this knowledge and to whom?
That's a very beautiful question. Tomorrow we have a very beautiful chapter, which is the tree of life, tree of human beings. Something similar to what we did today. We'll be covering that tomorrow. So in that
Okay.
we'll understand this in depth, how God has arrived and what He does.
How many cycles have passed till now?
Don't know. Don't know. How many will pass? Don't know. Only know about this present. What matters right now is this present moment and Baba, nothing else. How many days passed? Don't know. How many nights passed? Don't know. How many will pass? Don't know.
Diamond age is 100 years. How many years have passed? Or to ask another way round, when did diamond age start?
We'll understand this in depth tomorrow. When Shiv Baba arrived on this earth, that is when Diamond Age began. Institution began in 1936. So we can understand so many years have passed. We are reaching the climax, almost the end now. We'll understand more in depth tomorrow.
We all have vices in different degrees within us, like jealousy, comparison, etc. We can reduce them, or can we eliminate them completely through meditation?
We can replace them. And that's how we can reduce them, we can eliminate them. The more I connect to Baba, the more I feel peace, love, happiness in myself. They will automatically get eliminated. Don't work on elimination. That doesn't work. That formula doesn't work. Work on filling yourself. Work on meditation. Work on connecting to Baba. Baba will do everything.
Regarding untimely death, do are souls trapped?
Trapped.
Yeah, trapped. TRAPPED.
Um, we'll know about this little bit tomorrow. This is something which
Okay.
we can discuss. So tomorrow in case possible.
Uh, so are the souls from Satyug born again in Kalyug?
Yeah. Once on this earth, those born in Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug, they have to wait till the end. Anybody who comes down will have to wait till the end. It's like a fashion show. Models on the ramp, they all keep on waiting. Even if you come in the beginning or at the interval, we all keep on waiting, because in the end, the fashion designer is going to come on stage. The fashion designer comes, he plays his role, and then we all exist together. So in this drama also, Devi Devtai, Dharmatmai, Mahatmai, everybody waiting, because in the end, Paramatma is going to come.
That's such a wonderful analogy, fashion designer.
Yeah.
Okay, if there was no death in Golden Age, then how did we take 8 births?
No deaths, no untimely deaths, which simply means there was no sorrow over there. People would leave their bodies happily. It's like snake leaving its old skin and taking a new one. So that beautiful transition where the snake is more happy to take a new one. So there, when we were soul conscious, we knew this is a dress. So instead of wearing a 150 year old dress, why not take a new dress? So that is changing costumes. So people would do it happily.
Does the soul have a choice to take birth and come to earth?
Sorry.
Does the soul have a choice to take birth and come to earth?
We don't have a choice. We all come down. That's how the drama is. We all come down. We are actors. Otherwise, we won't be called actors. Even if guest appearance, we all come down.
How did the last cycle of life end?
Last cycle,
Yes.
I didn't get the question.
So, how did the last cycle end?
This way only, we'll understand a little bit more in depth about the last cycle and the new beginning. Tomorrow we'll talk more on this.
Okay. Copper Age is called what? And what happened in that? I think it's called Dwapar Yug. And in
Hmm.
Kali Yug, how many births did we take?
Copper age is that age where we became body conscious. Villain comes into this drama where the age of unhappiness begins because we became body conscious and then the vices. And that is where bhakti began. We kept on losing our qualities, our battery, and it's in Kalyug. We lose everything. And in Kalyug, we take 42 births. Imagine Satyug 8, and in comparison, Kalyug 42. That's a big number.
Yeah. And is Baba and Lord Shiva the same?
We can call him God Shiva. We can't call him Lord Shiva. God, which is that supreme energy, it's the same. We're talking about that supreme energy, pure energy.
What is the purpose of life for us and the role defined for everyone?
The purpose of life, there's no standard answer for everybody. Now, understanding this chapter of drama today, that is something which I will have to figure it out for myself. Think about it. What's the purpose of my life? Maybe this is something that we can do it ourselves only. Keep this drama in front of you and think about it.
I think that's okay. Total, how many births have we taken till now?
We'll understand this tomorrow. It varies. It varies. Not everybody takes 84 birds. So, what's the criteria? Why some take 84 and why somebody takes only one? Why? So, we'll understand this tomorrow.
Any more questions? Because that's the last one I've received. Okay. If we are actors and everything is everything pre-decided like destiny?
Yes, everything is pre decided because the drama only repeats. But let's not take it that way. That is reality. But let me take one thing at a time. Let me consider only this drama right now. This drama is going on, and it's right now that through my karma, I can write my destiny. Let me take it in this positive manner. What good I will do, that will create my destiny. So the pen to write my destiny, God doesn't have this. He has given this pen to us. we create our destiny, not God.
I think that's the okay. How many years have passed since what? I think maybe you need to clarify that question. How many years have passed since the beginning of the cycle? You mean? I guess that's what he means. Yeah, since the beginning. How many years have passed since the beginning?
Lot many years. Sangam Yug also, more than 84 years have passed. So we have limited time. Baba doesn't say how many years, how long. We have a rough idea, it's only 100 years. But destruction, since it will be gradual. So we don't know when our number will come. So let's take one day at a time.
How do we overcome the fear of death and successfully, peacefully while departing from this world?
I can overcome the fear of death when I teach myself that I'm a soul. Where every day I practice soul consciousness, where every day I practice leaving this body, coming out of this body, thinking that I'm a soul, then there will be no fear of death, no fear of losing anything. We, any which ways, we don't own anything. So when I understand this, when I realize this at a deeper level, there will be no fear.
Okay. I think that's all for the questions for today. Does
You.
anyone have any more questions? I think that's it. So we'll end today's lesson here. And I guess something we could take back from today's lesson is that we need to think and churn about the drama, about the cycle of time, and where we fit in. What is our purpose on life depending on the drama? So these are some points maybe we could just think about for ourselves.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, you can come back tomorrow. Thank you so much, Harsha Ben. Everyone's appreciating the amazing session, so thank you so much.
Baba.
And yes, thank you, Baba. And I just want to remind everybody very quickly that you can always download the B Zone app, and justaminute.org is another website you could go to for some tools and techniques to help you meditate better. So B Zone app. And that's it for today. And we'll see you tomorrow. The helpline numbers are on the screen. I guess you all would have noted that down by now. So thank you very much. Om Shanti. See you tomorrow.